programs, for example.
Australian programs?
Yes.
Like what?
We get the news, but we have to subtitle it.
Why would you have to subtitle it?
No one really understands what they're saying. I mean, what is a Qantas and why is it dying?
What other Australian shows do you get? Do you get Home and Away?
Yes, well, mostly Home.
Right. Neighbours?
Neighbour.
Would it be possible to show us some of Neighbour?
Oh, yes, it would, Paul. It's just about to finish. If we hurry and get to the other channel, we might catch the last bit.
Okay.
Wait a minute, I'll change the
other channel. Oh, okay. That's... Oh, there we go.
It's me, Harold.
Adele, that's just you in a bow tie, isn't it?
And glasses.
But you wear glasses.
Different glasses.
Different glasses,
Paul.
good.
Anyway,
Okay.
Stop interrupting, otherwise all the other programs are going to run late.
Oh, my apologies. What's on after Neighbour?
Sheepdog trials, of course, which is already a nuisance. It's very hard fitting all the dogs in here. Not to mention the sheep. Anyway, Paul, I'm being Harold.
Okay.
Come here, bouncer. Tell Scott and Charlene Daphne's been stabbed.
That seems a little out of date.
It's the latest available episode, Paul. And now you've ruined the cliffhanger before the credits. I'll do the last bit again so I can do the credits. Daphne's been stabbed. Neighbour. Neighbour, 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 neighbour. Neighbour, 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 neighbour. Neighbour, 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 please.
Well, Adele, I think I speak for all Australians when I say that was unbelievable.
No time for chit-chat, Paul. Time for the sheepdog trials.
Okay, we'll see you later then. Oh,
Although, you could give me a hand, Paul.
what is that, Adele?
It's a little sheep hat for you. Get away round, Paul.
Oh.
Get away round.
Oh, Adele. Get behind, Adele. Get behind.
I'll get behind you any time,
Hey.
Paul.
Oh, Adele.
Paul,
Yes.
do you like it rough?
Thank you very much. I think we'll leave you there, Adele. Thank Adele. Adele. Adele.
Okay. What have you got?
An ace and two kings. What have you got?
I think I've got a 5 of spades.
What do you mean you think?
Well, I'm never sure. Is a spade the one that looks like a tree?
No, that's the club. The spade looks like a bum with a trumpet sticking out of it. Hang on, we've been playing this game for 3 hours and only now you tell me you don't know the difference between spades and clubs?
Well, I always thought they were interchangeable.
Sammy!
Don't worry, I'll just play my queen.
That's not a queen, that's a 3 of diamonds.
Queens wear diamonds?
Game over, skinny man. You know what to do. Yes. Slower. Take your time.
I thought you said there were girls coming.
Shut up and take it off.
Should I get that?
Yeah, that'd be good. I've got to get these cards off my hand. Actually, can you cover me?
How about a close-up?
Yeah. Perfect, thanks.
Nice.
That's great.
Brandy, there's a giant killer possum at the door.
It's not a killer possum, it's a volunteer from the Wilderness Society.
Maybe it's a killer possum dressed up as a volunteer from the Wilderness Society.
Sammy, just give it some change and let it go.
Fine. But can you tell me comprehensively that there is not a killer possum inside that shitty costume?
Well, no.
Exactly. I mean, even if it's just a 5% chance, I'm not taking that risk.
What about the other 95%? Well, if there's a 5% chance it's a killer possum, that means there's a 95% chance it's a human.
Yeah, but what sort of human? I'd put charity worker at 8%, leaving an 86% chance of psychopath.
87%.
What?
5% killer possum plus 8% charity worker leaves 87% chance of psychopath.
I put a 1% contingency in place.
What for?
It could be George Negus.
Are you George Negus? See? Now cough up.
Brandy, we can't afford to give any money away. I already sponsor a child.
She's 24!
But she needs me.
Stop sending money to Nikki Webster!
Okay. When was the last time you did anything for charity?
I bought you that goat for Christmas.
Yeah, but you were meant to buy a goat for a third world village on my behalf, not actually buy me a goat. It ate my futon.
Hey, Larry has been a positive addition to this household.
Unlike this furry fraudster, who's currently trying to play us like a fiddle. But my fiddle's in E minor, and he wants to transpose it up a semitone to F sharp.
Up a tone.
What?
E minor to F sharp is up a tone, not up a semitone.
Fetch my melodica. I stand corrected.
Oh, just give him some money.
I'll give him some money when he removes his head.
He's not going to take his head off.
Oh, really? Well, why don't we make this interesting? I presume you're familiar with the rules of strip poker?
Whoa, Sammy, he's got a full house.
Well, I've got nothing left to take off. Fine. You win this round, George Negus. Now, where are my clothes?
I don't know. Maybe you should ask Larry. I can see your penis.
Plenty more to come on Good News World tonight as our review of the week continues. Tony Abbott decides to stop the boats by building a wall around Australia. Frustrated that he still isn't Prime Minister, Tony Abbott decides to build his own Parliament House. And this is where the throne room goes. And this is where I'm going to wear my hover shoes. Since he left the California governor's mansion in January, we've heard tales of adultery, illegitimate children, divorce, and a return to the big screen. He, of course, is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he joins us now via satellite. Mr. Schwarzenegger, are you there?
Yeah. How you doing?
Hello, Paul. How are you?
Sorry, I'm very well, Arnold Schwarzenegger. What was the hardest thing about being the governor of California?
Well, get out of here, come on! How do I get out there? Come on, it's a job.
When someone tried to stop you from doing something, you couldn't just rip a steam pipe off the wall and blow hot steam into their face.
You're on record saying you use steroids. Have you experienced any side effects?
Yeah, come on! You got it?
Yes.
And what are those side effects?
Get out of here, come on, yo.
I used to be tall. I seem to have turned a strange brown colour. And my vagina is always itchy. I'm sorry, I interrupted myself.
Mr. Schwarzenegger, how many times did you win the Mr. Universe pageant?
Well,
7 times.
What do you say to people who claim you've let yourself go? You're looking fat.
Come on! I got you a chocolate.
I say I am still Mr. Universe, but the universe has expanded.
Schwarzenegger, would you put that... Mr. Schwarzenegger, do you think you've become a little bit more rotund because of your wife, or ex-wife now, Maria Schreiber's beautiful apple strudel?
Oh, strudel. She used to make a strudel like... strudel like
a strudel?
A strudel and cream and a strudel. And
not the strudel. Strudel? Yeah. Strudel in your face?
I'm sorry, I'm unable to repeat that on television.
Strudel, yeah.
Strudel? Strudel? Do you have any advice for other one-dimensional narcissistic bodybuilders who want a career in politics?
Yeah, come on, there.
I think Tony Abbott's doing a fine job.
Do you have any thoughts on reincarnation?
Yeah? Yeah.
I'll be back.
Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
If you're like me and over 30, you probably spend all your time combing your hair and crying into a mirror. But how do you keep yourself healthy on the inside? Choice Power presents Steel Bix. Made from a blend of corn, oats and steel wool, Steel Bix is the first breakfast food to really scrub you out from the top to the bottom. And they taste great too. Choice Power. Why does it taste blood?
And now, with his shattering look at the world of good news, it's time for Tom Gleeson with Storm in a Teacup. This is quite an interesting pot that you've got us here this week.
Well, it's a witch, yeah, it's timely. It's a nice piece of china.
A nice piece of china made in England.
Well, I chose this teapot because this time last year, I had a knock at my front door, and it was some kids saying, "Trick or treat!"
Oh.
Now, I don't have kids, okay, so I don't have lollies in the house, because if you're a man home alone with lollies in your house, that's a bit sus. You know what I mean? So I don't have any. So what I did was, I just turned off all the lights and pretended that I wasn't home. That's what I did, because I thought, you know what, trick or treat, I don't really care. And you know what those kids did? They came back later and they egged my house!
That's certainly upsetting, Tom.
Well, it is. They came back and they egged my house. I mean, that's just... What are we teaching our kids? That's a form of intimidation, yeah? That's a form of intimidation. What's next? Oh, make me a sandwich or I'll dack you.
Yeah.
Or buy me a beer or I'll punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Anyway, the reason why I'm saying this is because if those kids are watching, those ones that egged my house, right, what I want you to know is, how about you and Halloween fuck off back to America? I don't know how I did it, Paul, but I got tea on the back of my head.
Still to come on Good News World tonight, shocking revelations that Amy Winehouse actually drank herself to death. We just assumed it was too much health food and an overdose of regular exercise. 3 people are injured in a Brazilian bushfire at a Melbourne beauty salon. And Qantas reassures customers that just because the place where the pilot sits is called the cockpit doesn't mean Alan Joyce is flying the plane.
I died watching videos of myself in my Pakistani hideout.
I died at the end of the rope after shouting my defiance.
I dyed my hair.